Welcome to this week's Security Report. I'm Paul McAdam. Thanks for joining us. Please be informed that with effect from Monday, May 18, 2020, the Guyana Police Force will be recommencing the issuing of certificates of fitness for motor vehicles and gun license renewals. A date for the resumption of the practical driving test will be announced later. Now, with regards to COVID-19, if you have a fever, cough, or any difficulty breathing, please call the Coronavirus 2019 hotline numbers. These numbers are 227-4986, 229-7490, 231-1166, 226-7480, or 624-3555. Now let's tell you that police acting on information received on May 8 at around 5:15 hours went to the home of an Anchorvale quarantine Berbice family and conducted a search for narcotics. In one of the bedrooms, the ranks found a bulky parcel and 174 small-sized Ziploc bags, all containing suspected cannabis. When weighed, it amounted to 230 grams. The occupants, a laborer and his reputed wife, have been detained and will be charged soon. And ranks under the command of a senior officer on May 8 during an 8-hour narcotics eradication operation at Ibini and Bartico Village, Upper Berbice River, found and destroyed several acres of cannabis cultivation with more than 2,000 plants, as well as approximately 10,000 kilograms of dried cannabis, along with a camp. The current street value of the narcotics destroyed is estimated at about $21.2 million Ghana dollars. A newborn baby boy's body was found on Sunday, May 10 in a plastic bag at the corner of a road at Nandi Park on the east bank of the Marara. The body was found in front of an elderly woman's house at around 1400 hours, with the afterbirth or placenta still attached. The elderly woman reported that she did not see or hear anything strange. Regional Commander Senior Superintendent Curly Simon said the incident is being treated as a homicide and investigations are on the way. The police force is sparing no effort to have strict enforcement of the emergency measures implemented by the Public Health Ministry, more specifically the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew. To date, more than 40 persons were arrested for breaching those measures geared towards slowing the spread of the deadly coronavirus. Regional Deputy Commander for Region 4, Senior Superintendent Philip Azor.
So far to date, in excess of 40 were arrested and charged. They're currently now being placed before the court. So far, 5 persons they've been placed before the court where they pay fines and other, punishment that the court awarded. Nevertheless, the reason why we're having this slow rate before the court because of the restriction of the court. They only operate, I think, like 3 days per week, and they take 5 such cases per week.
Commander Zor explained that a number of strategic roadblocks are in place to enforce this curfew.
The reason for that roadblock is to, persons on the road who are driving, to stop those persons and question them as to see whether there's any legitimate reason for being on the road. If you have no reason being on the road, we ask you to go home. And if you continue to commit that breach, then you'll be prosecuted.
The traffic task force, the commander said, also works during the day to ensure that minibuses and taxis follow the 50% passenger rate. If they are found to have breached those measures, they are warned before an arrest is made.
It's not a case where you would commit an offense for the first time and be charged, you're warned. But if you continue again, then there's strict enforcement and we have you placed before the court.
The force continues to call on all persons and businesses to adhere to the emergency measures. A 56-year-old woman was on Monday, May 11, stabbed to death at her South Rideslust East Coast Demerara home. Dead is Velma Pickering of Lot 257 South Rideslust East Coast Demerara, who was allegedly killed by her son-in-law, Junior Lyndon Isaacs, a 28-year-old security guard from the Sideline Dam on Buxton in the East Coast of Demerara. According to reports, Pickering was attacked by Isaacs in the first bedroom with an ice pick. She sustained about 10 stab wounds about her body. The woman escaped to her neighbor's yard but collapsed on the bridge. She was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation but pronounced dead on arrival. Isaacs, who attempted to escape, was nabbed and soundly beaten by public-spirited citizens before being taken into custody at the Sparendam police station. He is, of course, assisting with the investigation. Isaacs was wanted by the police for a wounding committed on his cousin Shamar Roberts on May 9 at Sideline Dam on Buxton on the east coast of the Marara. And a fire of unknown origin completely destroyed 2 buildings at First Avenue in Bartica Region 7 on Monday night. The fire, which started at about 22:15 hours, destroyed the Morocco Hotel, a bar, and the Bolo and Sons General Store. The buildings were owned by businesswoman Penelope Canterbury, who also resided there. She operated a hotel and bar in one of the buildings and rented the other to store owner Devon Beckles. The buildings were about 10 feet apart and built with both wood and concrete. However, they were not insured. The Guyana Fire Service is investigating the issue. The community library within the Bushlot Community Center ground was set afire on the evening of May 11 by unknown elements suspected to be from the same Berbice community. The building also housed the ICT hub set up by the Ministry of Public Telecommunications, which provided free services to the community's youths. The building was donated by the Madrumutu family several years ago. The arson is under investigation by the Guyana Fire Service. And acting on intelligence ranks went to the Bartica Stelling on Tuesday, May 12th at about 10:30 hours and detained 2 males incoming from Perica. A search of their belongings revealed 1,175 grams of suspected cannabis concealed in several parcels. The suspects, both residents of Sophia, Georgetown, were reportedly admitted to the ownership of the prohibited substance and they're being processed for court. And again, acting on intelligence, ranks went to the home of a 40-year-old resident of Oshline, Quarantine, Berbice at about 10:15 hours on May 14. Upon arrival, the resident, who was a farmer, was seen in his yard in the company of 2 females, and he also had in his possession 2 bulky bags. On seeing the ranks, he quickly dropped the bags and attempted to flee. In the presence of the females, the ranks retrieved and opened the bags and found them to contain a large quantity of suspected cannabis. The women were detained and the male suspect, who previously attempted to escape, was arrested at a location in the community. They are all in custody pending charges. One of the females gave the police a statement in which she admitted ownership of the prohibited substance, which amounted to 705 grams. And at 6:51 hours on Friday, May 15, during the unlocking of the New Amsterdam prison, convicted prisoner Ray Joseph jumped the prison fence, but was observed by ranks in the towers. An alarm was raised and the task force pursued the prisoner. At 7:10 hours, they recaptured him in the Smithsville area. The prisoner's 19-minute break from prison is on investigation. He was serving a 15-month sentence for simple larceny. His date of relief was December 11th. He will, of course, be serving some additional time. 2 Lusignan prisoner escapees remain on the run. They are Kenral Perez and Ganesh Danraj, who were both on remand for murder. And 40 Lindeners were arrested and charged for breaking the curfew hours as Region 10's police division continues to be very proactive in enforcing the mandatory regulation. Many of the curfew breakers were caught as a result of several roadblocks, community patrols, and in response to calls by persons about others breaking social distancing regulations for entertainment purposes. Police prosecutor Vinetta Pinder explained that the arrest campaign commenced on May 8, and since then 40 persons were arrested and placed before the Linden's Magistrates Court through virtual hearings. They were all fined. She said a failure to pay fines will result in persons being remanded to prison for up to 3 months. Those who refused to show up to court were charged in absentia. The prosecutor also disclosed that reports are being made of persons hosting parties and other social gatherings indoors after curfew hours. She warned that the police will continue to respond to these reports of breaches and that the roadblocks and community patrols will continue. Roadblocks are usually established at the Bamia Police Outpost, in Amelia's Ward, at the Wismar Mackenzie Bridge, and along key sections within the communities. Pinder reiterated a call for all residents to adhere to the advisories implemented by the Public Health Ministry. Region 10's Commander Hugh Winter echoed Pinder's call for compliance with the curfew and other regulations, reminding that the region has the second largest amount of COVID-19 cases. Linden has recorded 9 cases thus far, with 1 death and 1 recovery. Now for some highlights from the Guyana Defence Force. The ranks remain in line in keeping with operating regulations during this post-elections period. Let's tell you, however, that the life of the late Lance Corporal Kevon Samuel Nicholson was celebrated on Thursday, May 14, with a moving homegoing service in his native New Amsterdam, Berbice, where face masks and social distancing were the order of the day. This was done at the Grace Temple Assembly of God Church, which was opened for the very first time since the COVID-19 restrictions were imposed on the East Berbice Township. Nicholson, 23, of Angois Avenue, New Amsterdam, along with fellow soldiers and Berbicians, Lance Corporal Tony Pinu, 28, of Borealo Village on the Corentyne River, and Private Shaquille Dennert, 20, of Paradise Village, East Coast Berbice, died in the line of duty on the morning of Thursday, April 30, when a stack of pyrotechnics accidentally exploded at the Guyana Defense Forces Arms Store Complex at Base Camp Stevenson, Temeri. He is the second of the 3 soldiers who died in the tragedy to have been buried thus far, and like his colleague Pinu, who was buried on Tuesday in his native Borealo, was accorded full military honors. The funeral service, which was conducted by Army Chaplain Reverend J. Nicholas Corbin, was punctuated by selected scripture readings and special renditions by Ophia Brush and members of the Grace Temple worship team. The late soldier, a field engineer, was interred at the Stanleytown Cemetery on the east bank of Berbice, just outside of New Amsterdam. Now for wanted news. The Guyana Police Force has issued wanted bulletins for 33-year-old Marisa Ahmad, also known as Marisa Ali, in connection with simple larceny committed on Stanislaus McCoy. Police headquarters said that the woman of Annandale, East Coast, Damarara, committed the offense on February 4 this year at the Ocean Spray Hotel, Stanley Place, Kitty, Georgetown. Also wanted is 18-year-old Stephen Archibald in connection with the murder of 23-year-old Kyle Chase. Chase was stabbed to death on December 30, 2019 at Mazuni Street in Guy Hawk Park. The police say that Archibald's last known address is Lot 136 Victoria Street, All Boys Town, Georgetown. Also wanted is 29-year-old Donald Sheriff in relation to the murder of 33-year-old Keron Nicholson. The police gave Sheriff's last known address as Patrick's Dam, Angois Avenue in New Amsterdam, Berbice. Now, anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of the aforementioned can contact the police on telephone numbers 226-6978, 225-8196, 226-2870, 226-7065, 227-1149, 226-7065, 911, or their nearest police station. That's it for this week's Security Report. Goodbye.